We're back!
Hello.
It's been a while since we've vlogged.
Yeah.
We have some theme music, cutting in and out.
It was a good attempt.
Sons, I believe.
The Cave.
The Cave. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hello, YouTube family. We're back.
We are back. Melissa's hydrated, so this is good.
Hydration.
Yeah. Okay. So, a lot has happened. I think it's been months upon months.
Maybe 3 months. It's just distracting at this point.
It was a really great idea, though. It's a great song.
We'll just have it in the background all weekend.
Yeah.
So what do you got, Megan?
So we've had a lot going on since we last checked in. Yeah. Should I talk about the path?
I don't really know what path she's talking about right now. Let's go right into it.
Okay. So I made a decision to not have sex before marriage and not kiss before marriage. And so I have been doing that.
She's been living pure.
Yeah. Yeah, live pure. Stay pure. That's what I've been doing. And it's been really good. I met a guy.
The Lord has blessed her.
Yeah. He's really great. And it's a really nice thing to do because that way we get to focus on each other without having all that physical stuff in the way. And
all of the physical stuff.
Learn to truly love another person without that. And then, yeah. It's been really great. I'm being bashful.
I'm going to go ahead and answer... No, I'm going to ask a question.
Huh.
Why did you decide to live pure?
Well,
tell the people what they need to know.
And
why maybe they should choose the same thing. Maybe they might want to consider it.
Right. Well, the reason I did it is that I don't know, I wasn't happy. I got in relationships with people who didn't really love me to the definition that I knew love should have been, I guess. And so I started searching the Bible and figuring out what love actually was and why God has us wait until marriage and that commitment piece. And I think there's a lot of craziness out in the world. There's people doing one night stands and not really valuing their bodies, I guess, as a temple of the Holy Spirit, and trying to find their worth in other people and having other people validate them. Yeah, does that kind of answer the question?
It kind of does.
Kind of?
It kind of does.
We didn't prepare for this at all.
No.
We just jumped in. Alyssa's wearing earrings. They're new.
They're new.
They look really
Nordstrom.
good. Heck yeah.
BP.
Yeah.
Chevron earrings.
Chevron.
Yeah.
It's all the rage.
It is the rage. I'm very fashionable,
Yeah. So, let's talk about some stuff you have going on. She's had a lot of victories at work. Casting her care on the Lord, and He's been blessing her with results and challenges.
I think last time I talked to you guys, we were talking about throwing hangers in a bin and how frustrating it was, wanting to break hangers over legs.
Yeah.
And I also talked about promotions and being promoted to a place I didn't want to go.
Yeah, that's true. You
didn't want to go.
She didn't want the promotion.
Right, so I got promoted again, which, blessings from the Lord. It's probably the most challenging job I've ever done, but probably the most rewarding job I've ever done.
You're good at it.
Yeah.
Alyssa is an encourager at heart.
Yeah.
It's just who she is. And so God put her in this role where she gets to be that. She gets to be this person that gets to shine her light for the Lord every day and build people up. And there's correction that has to happen in her role, which is difficult, but she's been dealing with that pretty head on and praying her way through some stuff.
Yeah. The Lord has blessed me with a light to shine and a vehicle in which to shine it through. So, is it a vehicle?
Yeah, it's a car.
It's a car. It's a sedan. Buick, basically.
Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old school.
Or Park Avenue.
Park Avenue, yeah, Monopoly.
That's what I actually have is a Buick Park Avenue.
Oh. She got a new car, too.
I got a new car.
That was something we didn't... Okay. Yeah. All right, guys.
She's sorry, lay it down.
Okay, so... Alyssa, on her breaks, loves to go out to her car, listen to her books on tape, do her, like... Oh my gosh, what do you call it? Teaching videos, like stuff like that on the Lord. And so she was without a car.
For a while.
2 months? 2 months. And luckily the Lord blessed us with being able to
and
be
digging
at the
into the
same
story,
place for work.
Yeah, he did. We worked at the same place, so I was able to, we lived together, so we were able to carpool, which was quite the blessing. The day I got my new car, she got promoted to a different store. So,
yeah.
blessings all around.
That's
but just a little backstory, like taking it back to God as we always should. My dad always fixed my car, so if you've been following us, you know I lost my dad about 3 years ago. And so every car issue I have is like this huge ordeal in my universe because like my dad fixed my cars, and so every time it's like this huge reminder that he's not here to fix my cars and like help me out with this stuff. But it's also an opportunity for me to, like, turn to the Lord and be like, okay, well, this is going to be an uncomfortable season again. But, like, I'm going to press in and I'm going to trust you. And, like, there's so much beauty and so much rest and peace in those moments where you can just be like, well, God, like, I could either freak out and, like, worry about this for 2 months, which was 2 months without a car. Yeah, that's normally what I would do. But I was able to just press in and just be like, God, like, it is what it is. Like, I'm going to just roll with it. And he blessed me with rides for Megan and rides for my mom, which were really nice. And, yeah.
Yeah. So, she didn't have, like, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the bomb to go off where she was like... Yep. Enough! I don't have a car. I'm upset.
She comes home, finds me curled up on the floor, like, I have no car. No, it didn't happen.
Speaking of curled on the floor, dang, there's a lot to catch up on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, she didn't have a bad attitude about the car thing. She, like,
who's curled up on the floor? Like, where did you go there?
You were.
Oh, yeah, I hurt my back.
Yep. Yeah. Back went out.
It's never gone out like that before. Like, it took me down to the ground 3 times. And I was out of commission, could not even make it to the hospital for, like, a week.
Yep.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Very humbling.
Yeah.
There's nothing more humbling by being able to do, like, your own bodily function type stuff, to get out of the bed, to go to the bathroom and stuff. Like, it was rough.
Mm-hmm. That was a tough season. We've had a lot of tough seasons this whole entire time. You've had enough with the blinds. Too much light. You're Irish.
I'm Irish.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you have that. That should be a whole separate blog, in all honesty.
What?
Your back thing. We should probably plan this out and, like, write stuff down that we need to talk about, because there's a lot.
Yeah, we don't really get a whole lot of comments. We don't have a whole lot of views right now. We're hoping to just shine our light where it does shine, even if that's 1 or 2 people. Like, that's fine. Yeah. But, like, if you guys have stuff you want us to talk about, please comment below and let us know, because we want to encourage and we want to share our faith and hopefully, I don't know, shine a light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just let you guys know that it's possible. Like, hopefully with us posting these videos and all of the transitions and everything that we're going through, like, you're not alone wherever you are in your walk with the Lord. We're here and we're plugging along and we're going through, yeah, we're going through things and we're having to cast our care and place our trust in Him. And, like, her and I are very, we had this conversation before, we're like planner aheaders.
Yeah.
We're like 3 steps ahead, thinking about worst case scenario. What are we going to do if this happens? What are we going to do if this happens? So we really had to press in. And I just recently went to commission. Yeah,
she's making commission now, you guys.
It was, yeah. You want to talk about, like, the Lord growing you and stretching you? This was not something I wanted to do ever, like, in my entire, like, retail career. No, I don't want to do commission. No. I don't want any sort of, like, well, I wonder what next paycheck's going to look like. Like, I like the dollar amount. I like knowing what to expect so I can plan ahead of that. And, like, God knew that was, like, a huge thing for me.
That was, like, a big scary step.
I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to sidestep that one. I got asked so many times to go, too. Like,
over the course of, like, 3 years, you guys.
Yeah.
3 years of her, like...
Been like, nah.
Even like me.
No,
like,
I'm
dude,
good.
you should get promoted. Like, you've been here long enough. You've mastered your role. And that's kind of like the rule. Like, once you've gotten everything out of a role, you've done all the growing you can do, and you can't do any more growing, you're really good at your job, is it time to get promoted. Because God doesn't want you comfortable. He doesn't want you stagnant. He doesn't want you... The true growth and trusting happens when you have to do something out of your comfort zone, and that propels you to grow. Propels you?
Yeah, it does.
Compels you to grow.
Compels.
So
intrigues.
She was really comfortable for a really long time, and I kept being like, dude, you should get promoted. And our store manager even was like, we should promote you. And she's just like, well, I got a good thing going here, and like, I don't really want to do all that. And the Lord set it up where she had no choice. It was the same as me. She got promoted into this temporary position, which she was really excited about. Within a month, Holly's like, I got something else for you.
Yeah.
And she was promoted again, and there was like no choice. It was either like, never get promoted again or take this.
Right. It was time. Like, God put pressure on it, and He's like, say no now. Like, you know, my spirit's all up in this thing. Say no.
Well, and it's funny
I can't say no to you.
Well, the funny thing is he knew she was not going to move unless forced to move. And this was the scenario that forced her to move. She had no other choice, really. So the Lord's like, you don't want to do what I want you to do? I'm going to force your hand a little bit.
Yeah. When I was new in this role, and then, another manager from another store called me up. She's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm over here. I'm like, well, cool. Like, I'm doing this. Be ready in like 5 months. Hit me up. She's like, cool, that sounds good. And then all of a sudden, all these phone calls went around. It went to like the manager, and like that's when the manager's just like, yeah.
The Lord's got plans for us. He does not want us to be comfortable or stagnant or anything. Like, He does not want us there. He wants us uncomfortable and growing and daily lessons. Like, we come home and we talk about our daily lessons, and what's really great is I feel like we can kind of see where we each need work. We know each other so well. So, like, I'll give you an example. The other day, like, I was talking about, like, these people that want to hang out, and, like, I'm just like, I have a lot going on. Like, I don't want to do all that. And Megan's just like, if you need to check out her blog. Her blog is Follow in Faith on WordPress, and she hates that I shout it out. But I'm going to, because she's got beautiful words from the Lord on there, and is really anointed in her writing. But she did this blog about opening your tent doors. Like, how can you shine a light if you decide, like, this is the only area you want to shine your light? Yeah. It talks about opening up your tent flaps and, like, shining your light even brighter and letting more people come into your circle to shine His light and to show them His love. And, like, I wasn't doing that. And she's just like, your tent doors are really shut. Like, good. And I just kind of, like, looked at her and just, like... She
didn't like it.
No, I straight up said, I'm like, once you're department manager, then you can talk to me. Like, I didn't want to hear it. And the Lord had that humbling moment in my heart where I'm like... Those are God's words. Like, I'm really saying that to God.
I know. God. You can't say no to Him.
Like, once you're department manager, God, and then I'm like, oh, you got the whole world. What am I complaining about? So, I just think I'm very fortunate that God finds me worthy enough to work on. And, like, when you face those trials, just remember that if the Lord's working on you, He's got a plan for you, and He's got something important for you. Even if it's shining His light to one person, like, that's so important and so worthy a cause.
Yeah. Yeah. Because one life affects another. So even, like, with our friendship, we've been friends for 5,000 years?
Really long time.
Yeah. A long time. But, like, it's interesting when you get, like, you get this God flow into your daily routine, and like it does shine this light, and it does like spark. I don't. It's like
it like
it's
ignites. It's like a spark that like ignites on the carpet. Like God forbid you have a house fire. It ignites something that could. Oh, okay. So we have this Joyce thing that we listen to. Joyce Meyer, look her up. We tell you in every video. Awesome lady. Shining God's light out in the world. But she did this thing where, or she told us a story about how she met this woman whose husband was not a Christian. She married him, became a Christian after she was with him. And she went to church every Sunday. And he hated it. Like, he hated that she went to church every single Sunday. And they were older. And, like, I think he was a drinker. Like, he was a drunk. So, like, one night he got so upset because he told her not to go to church. And she went anyways. And so he locked her out for the night. And so she, like, slept on the porch. And in the morning came in when he unlocked the door. And he was hungover and stuff, and she started bustling around the kitchen making him breakfast. And, like,
it's a testament to God's love.
Became a Christian after that, because he was so convicted that he did that to her. Became a Christian, became a pastor, and ended up having this, like revolution. Like, he touched so many people's lives, and this church became so huge that he was, like, famous for the people he brought to Christ. And like, this is like, you can wrinkle it all the way down into this one woman, his wife, who just wouldn't give up going to church because she loved God, and she still honored her husband by making breakfast, and she still stayed within line of his teachings and what he wanted her to do, but she knew that that was right for her without not honoring her husband, if that makes any sense. I know it's kind of roundabout, can't get the words right, but I think that's kind of the same thing. You can ignite that fire with that person, or you could be that person. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
But you could ignite that person to,
just like, bring people to the Lord. Like,
ripple effect.
Make awareness and like let people know that there's healing and fullness to be had. Because a lot of people don't know, or they just feel like they don't deserve it. Like, they feel like, well, I've done all these things, and like God would never accept me. Well, it's like exactly opposite. Like, it's repentance. It's you come back to Him and you realize you were wrong, and
He's got a lot of love that doesn't run out.
Yeah. And like, I don't like the spark thing. Like, I for the last month have gotten on a routine of like listening to kind of like some Christian music or whatever, but I stopped listening to my teachings. And so Alyssa came down one morning, and like her and I don't really run into each other in the morning anymore, but like she was in the fridge and like getting her lunch and stuff together, and I was in the bathroom, and like I hear Joyce and I hear her listening to like her teachings, and so like I'm in there like doing my hair or whatever, and I'm just kind of like, wow, like I've not been listening to my teachings. And like just that brief tiny little moment where like she's sitting there following the Lord, it has nothing to do with me, like, and she walks in and she's listening to her teachings, and like I'm kind of hearing a good word, and like it reminds me, well, yeah, like I could use a good word, and like I need to do that.
Everyone can use a good word.
Like, and it's that light shining through. Like, Alyssa was doing her thing, came down to get her lunch, and that sparked me, where I'm like, where's my walk with God right now? And like, where am I at in my teachings, and where am I at in my I don't know.
I think it's as simple as a smile, too.
Yeah.
I don't think, even when you don't know people, I think it's as easy as being, what were the things you used in your blog today? Humble, kind
and loving.
And loving. And I think you shine such a bright light. If you don't have to be, like, preachy or, like, you need to know the Lord. Like, get on board. I think it's as easy as being kind and gentle and humble and loving. And the people you don't know around, and being real.
You have to have a sincere heart when you do those things. And you can fake it till you make it, until you like really get there.
Because we do that sometimes, because our heart's not the Lord's heart all the time.
No.
But you got to fake it until it becomes real in your heart. And if you just start, your heart will follow.
Yeah.
We do this thing every morning where we put on the armor of God, so I thought it would be really cool if we could put on armor.
Yeah.
Because it kind of prepares us for our day and all the interactions we are going to have with our with our world, with the world.
Right.
And how those things can really bring you down and put you far away from the Lord when you have the reactions that are, innate to who we are as sinful creatures. And so I thought we could put on our armor.
Okay.
And you guys could always do this too in the morning. I think it prepares you well and kind of puts you in the right mindset to go conquer the world and shine your light and walk in peace. And
it keeps your attitude in check too, because like when you feel like an emotion flare up and your automatic response is to just like do whatever. Like you
smack
think,
someone in the face.
Like I put on my helmet today. Like I put on my helmet of salvation. Like
yeah.
where's the grace?
Yeah.
Like, do I have my helmet on or do I not? Like, I put it on, so like I should put on my attitude.
I think it kind of like I know that the Lord grabs a hold of me during the day too. When I like get mad at someone will snap at me, and I'll be like,
yeah,
like that was awful, and I don't like them, and they're so rude. And the Lord gets a hold of me. It's just like, where's your attitude? And I'm like, oh yeah. I have the breastplate of righteousness on. Like, this is not... Like, it came off. I might need to secure some stuff.
Yeah. You can always reapply it throughout the day.
Yeah, okay,
so let's do it. There's been a couple times I've had to reapply some stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so, helmet of salvation. Protect our thoughts.
Thoughts and imagination.
We put on the breastplate of righteousness. Keep our heart and emotions safe.
Keep our... hearts and emotions safe. Yeah.
Yeah. And then wrap your word around us like a belt.
Belt.
Yeah. Because we are who you say we are.
Because we are who you say we are. Repeat that part of it. Put on the shoes.
Shoes a piece.
Put them on good.
Yeah. Okay.
Tie them up.
Yep. They're tied.
Shoes a piece. Help us
walk in love.
In love.
In peace. Take up the shield of faith to deflect Satan's fiery arrows.
Because he will come against you, and he knows the
all
best
your weak
buttons
spots
to push.
And the sword of the Spirit to pierce hearts with his truth.
Meaning, shine your light.
Shine your light.
Shine it good. With the sword of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sword of love.
So we do that every day, or we try to. And if we don't see each other in the morning, sometimes I've got a text message from Megan around like 9 or 10, like
armor up,
or did you put on your armor today? And it's a good reminder to clothe yourself in the Lord's armor, because this world is not of Him. It has nothing of Him in it. I mean, it has us, but like that's about it. So all that ugly stuff that comes against you, that threatens to derail your walk or your center with Him, is of the world, and that's not what we're of too. We're just passing through.
Just passing through. Yeah. We're good friends.
Yeah, good friends. I think that's all we got for you today, you guys.
Yeah, we should definitely do this again next week or something. Like we have to prepare. We gave you like a skim over what's going on.
Yeah.
And there's a lot I have to talk about this fella and this walk that I'm walking about, staying pure too, because I'm learning a lot, and I'm learning a lot about myself, and I'm learning a lot about him, and I'm learning how to love deeper, and like pray with him, and like all these really great things.
He is a wonderful man of God.
Yeah. All right.
So until next time, I'm Alyssa.
I'm Megan.
And we enjoyed seeing you.
Yeah.
Have a good day, you guys.
Ding, ding, ding.
No.